We are often advised to live kindly and prioritize the needs of others over our own. However, has anyone ever warned you that excessive kindness might come with risks? In a world where we don't always receive what we give, many have experienced how their generosity drained them both financially and emotionally. Could being overly kind put our own lives at risk? Let's explore the potential negative consequences of being too kind. In this article, I will share 8 undesirable outcomes of excessive kindness and 4 effective ways to protect yourself from being taken advantage of. 1. You will have unrealistic expectations of others. Stoic philosophy teaches us a profound truth. Happiness should not depend on the actions or reciprocation of others. When you give without expecting too much in return, you can avoid the wounds of disappointment and find peace of mind. However, the reality is that selflessness is not always easy. When you pour all your efforts into helping others, isn't it natural to hope they would do the same for you when you need it? But if you constantly take on every responsibility, you unintentionally create a pattern where people assume you are the one who handles everything. They begin to take your dedication for granted, to the point where you might even forget to care for yourself. This raises a significant question. If you don't take care of yourself, how can you continue to support others? The harsh truth is that your expectations are rarely met. You may find yourself trapped in a cycle of exhaustion, frustration, and sadness. But pause and reflect objectively. Are others truly letting you down? Or are they simply doing what you should be doing, prioritizing their own lives? Instead of blaming others, it's time to learn the same lesson for yourself. Put yourself first and take control of your own life. 2. People will expect you to give without giving back. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that true value lies in acting with reason and goodness, rather than merely pleasing others. When you give thoughtfully and in moderation, you not only retain control over your actions, but also protect your mental well-being from harmful habits. As you may have heard countless times, humans are creatures of habit, and this truth is more profound than it seems. We are naturally conditioned to adapt to patterns, lifestyles, and the routines surrounding us. This is where the concept of the comfort zone comes into play, reflecting our innate need for stability and predictability. If you continually give without boundaries, those you help will begin to see your generosity as a given. They will remain stuck in their own comfort zones, shifting their responsibilities onto you because they know you will always step in to handle them. If you don't value yourself, don't expect others to look at you and say, "You should think about yourself more." The reality is, you're unlikely to receive empathy from those who have grown accustomed to relying on you. They will continue clinging to the Robin Hood image you've inadvertently created for yourself, even if it deprives them of opportunities to grow, take responsibility, and improve their own lives. 3. Your goals will not be valued. The Stoics teach us that to maintain balance and stay true to ourselves, we must live rationally, set boundaries, and prioritize our own responsibilities. But ask yourself, is constantly putting others' needs before your own a way to avoid confronting the deeper pains or fears within you? How do you feel after a long, lonely weekend, or when you come home each day to an empty house with no one there to greet you? If you're always busy helping others as a distraction from your own solitude or issues, the eventual shock of facing the truth will be overwhelming. You cannot run from yourself forever. Sooner or later, you will have to confront your inner self, and by then, the burden of over-sacrificing for others will only make it harder. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's a prerequisite for living fully. You can't pour from an empty cup. Before you offer someone a piece of chocolate, take a moment to savor one for yourself. Before you help a friend clean their house, make sure your own space is tidy and that you've enjoyed a good movie paired with a glass of your favorite wine. Put yourself first, because when you're happy and fulfilled, everything around you improves. And don't forget, the world can wait, but you shouldn't delay in loving and caring for yourself. 4. People will think you're weak and treat you that way. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of cultivating strength and self-control. By setting boundaries and maintaining personal discipline, you demonstrate commitment to your responsibilities and principles, earning respect rather than being perceived as weak. However, be cautious. If you help others excessively, you risk being labeled as the go-to fixer, the person others rely on to handle tasks they prefer to avoid. Instead of being appreciated, you might unintentionally create the opposite impression of what you intended. When you fail to establish clear boundaries, people may start seeing you as someone easy to exploit, always ready to shoulder their burdens. They seek your help not out of admiration, but because they know you won't say no. Now imagine this. The moment you muster the courage to say the magical word no, you will instantly shift how others perceive you. They will realize you are not as easily taken advantage of as they once thought. Respect, something you should have been receiving all along, will naturally follow. Of course, you will encounter people who only come to you for their own gain, appearing solely when they need something. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes invaluable. The philosophy teaches us to be discerning and wise in choosing whom to help. With self-control and clarity, you can distinguish between those who are genuinely sincere and those who seek only to use you. This discernment allows you to protect your precious energy and time, reserving them for meaningful and worthwhile endeavors. 5. People will think you're weak and treat you that way. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of cultivating strength and self-control. By setting boundaries and maintaining personal discipline, you demonstrate commitment to your responsibilities and principles, earning respect rather than being perceived as weak. However, be cautious. If you help others excessively, you risk being labeled as the go-to fixer, the person others rely on to handle tasks they prefer to avoid. Instead of being appreciated, you might unintentionally create the opposite impression of what you intended. When you fail to establish clear boundaries, people may start seeing you as someone easy to exploit, always ready to shoulder their burdens. They seek your help not out of admiration, but because they know you won't say no. Now imagine this. The moment you muster the courage to say the magical word no, you will instantly shift how others perceive you. They will realize you are not as easily taken advantage of as they once thought. Respect, something you should have been receiving all along, will naturally follow. Of course, you will encounter people who only come to you for their own gain, appearing solely when they need something. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes invaluable. The philosophy teaches us to be discerning and wise in choosing whom to help. With self-control and clarity, you can distinguish between those who are genuinely sincere and those who seek only to use you. This discernment allows you to protect your precious energy and time, reserving them for meaningful and worthwhile endeavors. 6. You only attract those who want to take advantage and never find genuine givers. With careful thought and patience, we can build authentic relationships that provide mutual value. In life, people don't cross our paths by chance. They are drawn to us because their energy resonates with ours. If you emit low energy, you may unintentionally attract negative, gloomy individuals burdened by heavy souls, people who seek only to harm or exploit you. Conversely, when you radiate positive energy, you'll naturally draw in kind-hearted, enthusiastic individuals filled with joy and goodness. However, uncontrolled giving can drain you completely. When you give, without setting limits, your energy gradually depletes, leaving you fatigued and unmotivated. At this vulnerable point, you become an easy target for negative people or opportunists. These individuals are not here to help or share. They come to exploit you, take what they need, and leave without even a word of gratitude. To avoid this, you must learn to protect your energy. Practice giving with boundaries and prioritize yourself first. When you're full of energy and positivity, you'll attract healthy, meaningful relationships where both sides can grow and thrive together. Remember, giving is most impactful when it comes from a place of strength and balance. 7. You may become addicted to something. Stoic philosophy advises us to stay calm and maintain self-control, even when giving to others. Discipline not only keeps you away from harmful habits, but also helps you maintain balance in your relationship with your actions and choices. However, when you let lack and emptiness take over your life, the need to compensate grows stronger, and that's the quickest path to addiction. Imagine one day your loved ones notice you've been drinking too much, and not just water, Perhaps they observe you overeating or becoming absorbed in gambling. Your initial reaction might be anger or outright denial, insisting that you don't have a problem. But take a moment to reflect. Could this behavior be a way to mask a deeper reality, that you've fallen into unhealthy habits without even realizing it? Those who truly care about you don't want to hurt you. They want what's best for you. Their words of concern aren't criticism. They're a wake-up call, helping you recognize your limits before it's too late. Pause, listen, and accept their support as an opportunity to escape the negative cycle. Sometimes what you need most to move forward is someone who reminds you you're worth more than what you're doing to yourself. 8. You will make people suspicious. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that we should do good based on our beliefs and principles, rather than worrying about how others judge us. By staying true to your values, you not only create a positive image, but also build resilience to face criticism or false accusations. However, the harsh reality is that the world doesn't have as many genuinely kind people as we might hope. So if you're someone who is always ready to help, instead of being appreciated, you may find yourself under suspicion. People might wonder, what's behind this kindness? What's their real motive? This isn't necessarily because they're malicious. It's simply their natural skepticism at play. The truth is, many individuals who appear overly generous often hide ulterior motives. This makes people wary, even rejecting help, no matter how genuine your intentions are. To avoid being misunderstood, remember that not everyone can easily trust in pure kindness. More importantly, stay true to your principles and don't let others' doubts deter you. Do good because you believe in its value, not because you seek praise or validation from others. Ultimately, it's your integrity and consistency that will speak louder than any suspicion. According to Stoic philosophy, everything in life requires balance, and generosity is no exception. If you give too little, you might be seen as selfish, but if you give too much, you risk depleting your energy, time, and even finances. Strive for balance, where you can help others without neglecting your own well-being. And when in doubt, remember the magical word, no. Especially when the request doesn't align with your values or boundaries. We've reached the end of this journey, and I hope these small tips have brought value to you. Remember, you are an essential part of this community. If these insights made you reflect, inspired you, or taught you something new, don't forget to hit like, so more people can discover the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. And if you haven't already, explore our ebook on how to apply Stoic principles to your life. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more valuable lessons and daily motivation for growth.